Right now, if your gut bacteria are starving, they have started eating you. When you deprive your internal ecosystem of the right environment, those bacteria stop processing food and begin digesting the protective lining of your intestines. When that protective barrier fails, waste products and bacterial debris leak directly into your bloodstream. Your immune system responds with systemic inflammation that travels to the brain, triggering the heavy fog, stubborn bloating, and mid-afternoon fatigue you feel every day. We are going to repair this damage using 5 operational rules to flush out bad bacteria and rebuild your gut lining. You don't need expensive supplements to execute this protocol. You only need standard whole foods, a basic water filter, and a shift in daily habits. True gut health requires repairing your body's native environment. Once you rebuild that baseline, your internal system will simply clean itself. Step 1 focuses on the cleaning crew. Step 1 is to cease all snacking. To heal your gut, you must space your meals by 4 to 5 hours without eating anything in between. We often picture the digestive system as a continuous factory conveyor belt, where food goes in and pushes food out. But your small intestine actually operates on a binary toggle switch with 2 distinct modes: eating mode and cleaning mode. They cannot run at the same time. The deep cleaning is handled by the migrating motor complex, or MMC. Think of this as an internal street sweeper. It requires your stomach to be empty for 90 minutes to 2 hours before it even triggers. Once activated, the sweeping wave takes another 90 minutes to push undigested food and cellular debris down into the colon. If you consume a single almond or sip a caloric drink during this window, the cleaning cycle halts immediately. The trash piles up, bacteria stagnate in the small intestine, and you develop fermentation, bloating, and small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. When you hear your stomach rumble between meals, you aren't starving. That is the audible signal that the internal sweeper is finally doing its job. Closing the kitchen between meals is how you let it finish. Step 2 shifts our focus to what we actually eat. The dietary target is consuming 30 different plant species every week. Many people try to fix a damaged gut by taking a generic probiotic capsule. If the internal environment is damaged, taking probiotics is like throwing seeds onto barren concrete. They have nothing to feed on, so they never take root. Your good bacteria feed on plant fibers, but different bacteria require different specific fibers to survive. Eating massive bowls of broccoli only feeds the broccoli-eating bacteria. You need width in your diet, not just volume. Hitting 30 plants sounds difficult until you look at how it's calculated. This chart compares 2 approaches. The massive bowl of broccoli on the left only scores a 1, but the smaller portion on the right mixes broccoli with carrots, pumpkin seeds, cilantro, and black beans, bringing the score to a 5. Herbs, spices, nuts, and seeds all count individually toward your weekly target. By expanding your dietary variety, you build a rich, resilient internal ecosystem. A diverse garden naturally starves and crowds out the weeds of bad bacteria. Step 3 regulates the timing of your meals. We need to confine all food consumption to a strict 10 to 12-hour window during the day. Your digestion operates on a daily rhythm. Look at this 24-hour dial. The daytime hours are your active shift, when insulin sensitivity and digestive enzyme production peak. Once the sun goes down, that capacity drops, leaving only a skeleton crew for the repair shift. Eating a heavy meal late at night dumps a massive workload onto that inefficient system. The food sits longer in the stomach, blood sugar stays elevated, fat storage increases, and the energy required for digestion disrupts your sleep chemistry. Closing your eating window by 8 p.m. grants your system metabolic rest. This signal tells the body to halt active processing and dedicates its energy entirely to repairing the gut lining overnight. Step 4 addresses the neurological wiring of your digestion. Before taking your first bite of any meal, you must activate your vagus nerve. Your nervous system operates under a strict rule. It cannot be in a state of stress, fight or flight, and a state of relaxation, rest and digest, at the same time. When you are anxious, rushing to a meeting, or scrolling through stressful news, your body perceives a physical threat. The brain responds by pulling blood flow away from the central torso and stomach, forcing it into the muscles of the arms and legs. With stomach acid and movement shut down, the food you eat sits and rots rather than digesting. You have a specific 30-second manual override. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, making sure your exhale is longer than your inhale. This physical action sends a direct signal to the brain that you are safe. Digestion begins in the brain, not the mouth. Manually toggling your nervous system back to rest is a mandatory biological prerequisite for absorbing your nutrients. Step 5 is a defensive protocol. It involves subtracting the invisible environmental toxins that destroy your microbiome. Tap water is routinely chlorinated to kill bacteria in the pipes. It keeps the public safe, but drinking chlorinated water all day introduces a constant low-dose stream of antibiotics into your system, gradually wiping out your good bacteria. Similarly, standard produce is sprayed with heavy pesticides. When you consume those residues, you are swallowing small daily doses of weed killer that disrupt your internal garden. The physical fixes are straightforward. Use a basic filter to remove the chlorine from your drinking water, and prioritize organic purchases specifically for the dirty dozen, the heavily sprayed crops like strawberries, spinach, and grapes. Healthy habits cannot take hold if you are constantly introducing toxins. Subtraction is the step that allows the other 4 mechanisms to function. Space your meals by 4 to 5 hours. Hit your 30 plants a week. Respect the 12-hour biological clock. Breathe to activate digestion, and filter your water. The biology of the gut is forgiving. The cells of your lining replace themselves entirely every few days. Once the damage stops, this broken cellular wall knits back together into a smooth surface, and your physical energy and mental clarity can return. Most people wait for a chronic diagnosis to start caring about this system, but true physiological power comes from the quiet, daily preventative decisions you make before the fatigue and bloating become unbearable. Look at these 5 steps and tell me in the comments, which mechanism is your weakest link right now? Let me know below. Make sure you are subscribed for more science-backed health protocols, and I will see you in the next video.